right, guys, welcome to episode 51 of the Most Everything Podcast.
5-1, baby.
You know what it is. It's the most handsome. You know what I'm saying? Out of the two hosts, the most handsome.
Wow.
Follow me on IG at _G.
That's how we start in April off. That's definitely April's food joke. Today is April 1st, guys.
I'm the most handsome. All right, follow me on IG at _G.
Follow me at IG CoreHill1.
That's right. If you need to send us your top 5, your general feedback of the show, email us at mosteverythingpodcast@gmail.com or slide in our DMs for business purposes only. A shout out to Raul, our engineer today at Gotham Podcast Studios, baby. We back again, back-to-back episodes.
We got a special guest for y'all today.
Yeah, he'll join us in a few. Gotham Podcast Studios is located on 100 Church Street in the city. So if you're interested, yes. So I gotta get specific, right?
We got UK listeners.
Oh, this is true. They probably don't know, so we gotta get specific.
Canada listeners,
Minnesota,
Canadian,
all
Minnesota,
that.
You know.
So if you're interested in recording podcasts at a professional studio,
Japan,
just come on down.
Argentina,
they're available on
only if you're in New York,
right? They're available on IG. You know, go to book appointments and link in their bio, and feel free to book because it goes fast.
Yeah,
right? Their bookings go fast because they're just that damn good.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to talk about last week's episode where we had Rocco on?
Yeah, man, it was a good episode.
Yeah, shout out to Rocco.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, man, for joining us on his birthday, episode 50.
We talked about us.
That's right. And what are the platforms they could listen to us on?
Oh, we are tripping. You got SoundCloud. You got iTunes. You got Google Play. You got Stitcher.
Yep.
You have Anchor, and we have some files up on YouTube.
You're damn right we do.
Yeah.
Go see them shits, view them shits, share them shits.
Like them, subscribe. Yeah. All that good stuff.
Hey, man, I literally play our episode just to get the place.
Number up.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
Just play it, put down play, go to sleep.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta do.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So we have those videos up on YouTube.
I already know what I said.
Right.
But y'all need to actually listen to it.
That's right. Episode 50 is up on YouTube.
At Mostly Everything Podcast. And remember, guys, that's one word. Yeah. There's no separation.
Stop splitting that shit, fam.
Yeah, we won.
All right. One word.
One unit, one team.
All day. We appreciate... What?
At that place we used to work at?
Good place.
One
band, one time?
Never mind. We're just going to go ahead.
One Nostrum. Was that it?
Yeah, that was it. One podcast.
That's right. We appreciate everybody who share, continue to donate to our Anchor account.
Yes, please.
Remember, it's only $1.
Yeah.
$4.99, $9.99. So whichever amount that you choose, just remember that it's a subscription.
You actually save $5 and change a month. You don't even realize it.
That's right, and it comes out every single month on your credit card or debit card, whatever it is.
Yeah, you gotta keep that credit card at 30%, guys. So
that's right. You get your points and your cashback rewards and all that stuff. Right.
So go ahead and spend that $9.99.
That's right.
And help that card to stay at 30%.
Yeah, man, and everything that you donate to us. Anything that you donate and you subscribe definitely goes back to the podcast, whether you pay for studio time, because that shit ain't free.
Nope.
As well as merchandise that we plan on doing a little bit later, and just everything else, man. So we really appreciate you guys' support, and thanks in advance. Man. So let's jump into the number one trending topic.
The sad trending topic.
Terrible, man.
So sad.
You want to tell them what happened? Because I'm pretty sure they already know.
No, y'all let you tell him.
Yeah.
Go ahead, tell him.
R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle, man.
Yes, R.I.P.
Rest in peace. I was deeply saddened. I definitely didn't post anything for a couple of days. I don't know why it affected me so much, because I wasn't necessarily listening to his music. I knew who he was. I know that Lauren Lennon was the mother of his child or children. I didn't really do much research, but it's kind of the effects of what happened, right? So, later on, again, I didn't really know much about him, but, where he got killed, he owned that plaza. Back in the day, he used to, sell his own CDs, sell his mixtapes out of the trunk of his cars.
Sell everything.
Sell T-shirts or whatever it is at that same plaza, and the owner of the plaza didn't want him there. So
now the owner of the plaza ended up paying him rent.
Exactly. So he ended up owning the plaza, owning the block, owning businesses, hiring people, hiring felons,
creating jobs,
right? Because felons doesn't, they have a felony record, so obviously they can't get a legitimate job at all. So they either have to either be homeless or depending on robbing and stealing in order to make ends meet for the most part. But he hired those felons, he hired those homeless individuals to be a part of his shop, his marathon store, or his fish store, or his barbershop, or his appliance store. He was really a pillar in his community. And he was taken, savagely after he got shot about 6 times, and after that they kicked him in his head. The guy Eric something. Anyway, his first name is Eric, and he kicked Nipsey in his head after he shot him, and it's just a deeply saddening thing. I'm not entirely sure why I felt the way I did. I was too young to see how the music industry felt when Pac and Big got killed. But I'm old enough to now. We're plus 30, and he was only 33 years old. So we're plus 30, and this really cut deep. And again, I'm trying to find the words to describe why I felt the way I did. Again, he was just such a positive figure in the community. He gave back and he did XYZ, but that's the same community that took his life.
It's been so much. I don't know why it hit everybody deep. Everyone was affected by it. It got to the point where I just got off of social media because it was just too much going on with these, theories, conspiracy theories, true stories. They know what it was. They know if it was this. Like, just all this going on. It's just, I don't know. I think everyone was just so in shock that, like, it's not like he was out there doing anything or any bad media or someone didn't like him or, he didn't do certain things. And it just hit everybody because he's, like you said, he did so much for his community. And, he did so much for the people that aren't unable to get certain things done for themselves. Right. It was just one of those ones, like, really? Like, this guy, of all people.
Yeah.
You could have killed, people die every day. Like, I don't want to be, cold-hearted.
Yeah.
But you could have killed any fucking body. You killed this guy. Like, of all artists, it could have been someone else in the industry.
One of the most humble, most relatable, and again, a pillar in that same community that he got gunned down in.
It could have been anyone else. And I don't think, well, some people would have, but I don't think it would have hit this hard. But this one was just like, everyone was just blown by it. And I was actually in Baltimore when I found out because it happened on Sunday. Yeah. And I'm laying out all sick and whatnot from some random cold I got in Baltimore. And one of my friends that was over the house was like, Nipsey Hussle just got shot. I'm like, oh, damn. My first instinct was like, oh, damn. He gonna pull through. Yeah. And then she was like, he got socked 6 times, one time in the head. I was like, damn. And then like 20 minutes later, he's dead. I'm like, God damn. And I'm not looking at my phone at all. So she's giving me all the updates. Right. And they just start talking about it. I'm like, yo, did he really just fucking die? Yeah. Like, did this really just happen?
That shit hit, man.
So random.
It's random. And again, that kind of goes back to say, yo, besides the fact that he had such a great, was a pillar in the community, gave back to the schools, redid Hyde Park that he grew up in. He had
made good music, real music.
Right. He had programs set up for people in order. He had programs set up for people to be successful in the future. Right? He tried to develop a program to bridge the gap between Silicon Valley and the minority population in the community. And Silicon Valley, of course, that's where the tech shit is, right? Yeah. So, we always complain that we don't have access or we don't have access. And he was the one that was willing to stretch his arms, put his name on the line for the most part, and actually make it happen. All right, so I guess just walked in the building, so he got to get settled.
I told y'all he was here. He said he just was walking in a circle. I told y'all.
Complete circle.
Yeah. All right, so I guess is getting ready to set in. We're just gonna wrap up this Nipsey Hussle part. So yeah, man. So R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle. R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle. Everything that you're gonna that you fought for, everything that you supported, is gonna live on. So we're waiting for somebody else to pick up the slack because you've did a lot.
Yeah, you were doing a lot. Yeah. And I feel for the family and friends that's close to him. Sad. Yeah. It's just a sad situation.
Yeah, very much so.
I've been trying to stay away from it because it's just like, man, I don't want to hear this horrible news.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we're gonna jump into our guest that's here. One of the reasons why we're here was when's the last time we seen each other?
What? Let me see. Maybe a year or two ago. Like it's been a while.
Like in passing, right?
Yeah.
Put the mic closer.
Yeah, totally in passing.
Yeah, so we have my good friend Jare'd here from which we
at one point.
I was talking to Corey the other day and we're like, yo, most of the friends that we have now, we all met at Nordstrom, met in the same place, right?
Yeah.
So we all worked at 515 at one point.
At one point.
You were in accessories, of course. Him and I were in LP, but yo, welcome to the show, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate you being here.
Yeah,
110%. So thank you for being here. Do you have the this or that?
Yeah.
You better get it together. All right, man. So we're gonna talk about rapid anything.
Which one?
Hey,
rapid fire.
Have him choose. All right. So we usually do an icebreaker for our guests, right?
All right.
So whether it be travel, what other?
We have a this or that. You have this or that, and then you have like a travel edition.
Yeah.
And then you have food, this or that, or I mean, there's a lot of them you can choose. Would you rather?
Yeah.
Let me see what else. Would you rather travel addiction? Actually, I don't like that one. Or we can do a rapid fire where we, at the end, after we talk to you about what we're gonna talk to you about and what you're gonna, promote. We ask you questions kind of related to that, or just some random funny things.
Yeah.
Which one?
Well, what are you? What are you? What you feeling? You feeling the this or that?
Maybe this or that.
Okay,
that's a little easier for you.
There you go, man.
All right, give me like 33 seconds.
30. All right. So what do you? I know you have a ton going on, man. I'm not surprised. All right, I'm 110% not surprised because you always the type of person to go a mile a minute. We always the type of person to go a mile a minute and never to stay stagnant. At one point, of course, you were living in New York, working at the store. The next point, you were like downtown. You were down south at working for Nordstrom. That you're back up here. So what's been going on lately, man?
Man, okay, so now I've like completely transitioned into a whole new field. I'm doing real estate now,
nice.
And then I'm incorporating my love for fitness too.
Yeah.
So like I spent the first quarter of the year working on my passion. I was like, what am I really passionate about?
Yeah.
What am I really going to do? I'm like, yeah, you can go. I went to school and I was like, okay.
You worked.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, so what is going to translate? I love working with people.
Yeah.
I love working out. And I love traveling. I'm
there
like, but I need to make all that work into one. And then I was like, okay, well, let's go down the list. And I kept going down the list till I got like very specific. And now that I'm doing the things that I enjoy doing, everything is like opening doors for itself.
Wow.
Like I was like, let me start promoting myself on social media. And like, I hate social media with a passion.
Why so, man? Let
me tell you why.
Yeah.
I don't like people in my business.
Yeah.
I don't like people
so
intrusively in my business. But once you read all the stats, people want to see that you're a real person.
Yeah,
sure,
they do.
They want to see the relatability, right?
They want to see the connection.
That's what Will Smith said.
Yeah.
That's why he got on social media.
Yeah, they want to see that who is this person that's so great behind this person who's great, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So once I saw so many articles about that, I started following like people who I knew that could make me come out of my comfort zone, like Kevin Hart. I started following a few real estate brokers. I started following just people that inspired me.
Change your social media up a little bit.
Yeah,
add some flavor to it.
Instead of having people that I'm like, I see these joints every day, like
every Friday out in the club.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, how am I going to get inspired to do that? And once I did that, I was like, okay, I gotta go hard. So like within 6 months, I got over 1,000 followers just based on my content. Like I cleaned all my content up. I was like no more body pictures, man. I gotta
stop posting those thirst traps.
I was like, no more thirst trap Thursdays.
Yeah.
But I'm like, let me show you that I'm able to do more things than just post body pictures. Because, like, I would show people my Instagram, like, when I'm like, hey, connect with me. And they're like, this lady literally went from real estate. She's like, oh, well, are you selling shirtless pictures or a property?
Yeah.
And I was like, damn.
Yeah.
And once that happened, I was like, okay, I got to change this.
Yeah. So social media could be a gift and a curse, right? It could be like the number one thing to get you, like one retweet could literally change your life at the end of the day, right? And one post, one comment, one like, whatever
follow.
it is. But then at the same time, you run into the groupthink problem where everybody thinks this way, so it's going to be negative. You see the consistent thing all over again, and you see people, like you said, you had to follow certain people that inspire you. You're probably seeing the same people post the same things, post the same memes, post the same shit over and over again. That was like influencing you subconsciously. But it's like, nah, I gotta clean that shit up. Yeah. I feel you. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right,
so we're gonna do the food, this or that.
This or that.
Okay.
And he's very selective with his food right now.
Health
and wealth now.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna ask you two things, and you pick either or. Okay.
Okay.
Well, this or that. So we're gonna do pizza or pasta.
Pasta.
Dine in or takeaway.
Dine in.
Ice cream or cake.
Ice cream.
Breakfast or dinner.
Breakfast.
Waffles or pancakes.
Waffles.
Rice or noodles.
Noodles.
Vanilla or chocolate.
Vanilla.
Vegetables or fruit.
Fruit.
Why?
Damn. Over veggies?
Yeah.
Because most of the time, that's the only sugar I get to have.
Salt or pepper.
Can I say neither?
Yeah.
Pepper.
Sweet or savory.
Savory.
Burger or tacos. I know the answer to this one. I don't even know.
This
tacos.
Dude loves
Yeah.
tacos.
I just need
every single time we ask somebody, he's like, you better say tacos.
Spicy or mild.
Mild, because I don't like spicy food. I'm probably the only black person who does not eat hot sauce.
Hold up.
That's a little concern. I didn't start eating it.
I'm dead serious.
Until I was probably 16.
Coming from a
17.
West Indian man, right? I probably had hot sauce, like some spicy shit in my milk growing up, right?
Probably did.
So I love adding hot sauce to everything, but I feel you. Everybody has their taste, right? So you're into real estate, right? You're into health and wealth. And you're just into social media, just wanting the world to get to know who you are and what you're about, and putting out all that positivity, right? So talk a little bit about your real estate. Like, how did you get into it? Why did you get into it? What's the demographic of the people that actually rent, versus own and stuff like that?
What are your goals?
So, with real estate, how I got into it was I got to a point when I turned 30. I'm like, I'm never going to be a CEO of Nordstrom. And I had that hard reality.
That ain't going to happen, bro.
And I said, I have to stay in sales. I was like, I love sales. I love dealing with people, but I need to sell something that is more lucrative than selling clothes. So I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm going to max out, And I had that reality with myself, but I'm like, I still like interfacing with customers. So I was like, either I can go into pharmaceutical sales. I said, that's boring. Like, what am I going to do with that? I'm not passionate about that product, but I said, I'm passionate about people and I'm passionate about apartments. Like, I like going in. I like reconstruction. I like, looking at design things. So I was like, okay, let me go into real estate. And like my first year, I was like, I'm going to test the waters a little bit. Like, I was like, I saved some money and I was like, I have some time to take like a year off and really focus on my business. I was like, let me take some time, focus on my business, and then watch it grow. Then a lot of people, contrary to popular belief, I didn't watch $1 Million Listings in the beginning.
Right.
Everyone thinks that
So what is that?
So
it's a show. Go ahead.
It's a reality TV show that talks about real estate, and it talks about like it's a good and a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's good for the average consumer, but it's bad for a real estate broker or agent who is comparing themselves. I'm like, I don't want anything comparing me against that. And I have a friend who was on the show. And it's good, I hear his feedback and stuff. I was like, well, I don't want my career to look like that. So I thought about, like, as a leader at Nordstrom, I was like, how can I put some structure into real estate? Because there's no structure. You just get your license. Here's your firm. Boom. You have to create it. Yeah. So then I started thinking, I was like, let me tap into a demographic. So everyone goes to the city when they start real estate. Sure. Not me. I knew I could shine in Brooklyn. I knew that that hipster client I connected with, that young professional I connected with, and I said, that's my client. I'm not going high-end luxe because I'm not there yet. Right. But I had the experience of selling luxe clothing, so I can give someone who might be 25, 35 a luxury experience. Right. And we might make this apartment that's $1,900 look like a luxury apartment based on what I've already learned from selling luxury clothes. Right. Ooh, so I just combined that together. So then I just worked on customer experience. That was it. So after then, I started following people, African-American agents. There's one particular in Atlanta. Her name is Quinn. Kiana, actually. I call her Quinn, but her name is Kiana Watson. And I watched how she set her Instagram up, and I'm like, whoa, I'm really inspired by this. I looked at her classes. I watched her. I listened to her feeds like every day religiously and said, look at Kiana. Look at Kiana. Then I found the brother. He's down in Florida. Then I found Ryan Serhant, and then I found Fred, who's on the show too. Yeah. And I said, okay, let's.
On the $1 Million Selling.
On the $1 Million Listing. Yeah, and I was like, okay. I don't want my page to look just like theirs because I'm not a replica, but if it isn't broke, don't fix it. Sure. And, if it ain't broke, I'm not going to try to fix anything. It, right?
Yeah, but still, you want to be a standout, right?
Yeah, you want to be a little original.
So I was like, let me change it up. So I started utilizing my story. Like I looked and saw, where did I get the most action?
Views, yep.
It was in my story. That's where I get the most replies to DMs. Sure. That's where I get the most clients. So I started building my business through my story and less on my feed. So the things that I post on my feed are things that I've already tested in my story. Yeah. It's a test situation. And so after I tested on the story, and I was like, okay, cool. So I had like this algorithm. I found out what time I needed to post. Yeah. I found out what that was. And then I was like, okay, so my goal ultimately is to be an agent that primarily gets his business through social media. That I was like, like especially for my first 3 years before I can afford like a billboard or a really big sign, I was like, why not use social media? It's free.
It's free.
I take these classes. I'm taking a business class at NYU. I was like, I can just combine my social media classes I take with my business classes I'm taking and then just go from there.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's great too, and a lot of people aren't taking full advantage of ads and not knowing how inexpensive it is on social media. Yeah. Versus them going out and actually pulling up billboards and stuff. So, I think traveling to Jersey, I frequently go to Jersey now. Always see like this little thing on the wall that says, advertise your business here, and it shows like a billboard. It shows like on the side of a wall. It shows like on a bus. I'm like, oh shit. I'm about to try to advertise, contact that number or the email. So I contacted the number, the email, whatever, and they say, all right, have you ever advertised? I'm like, no, but I'm interested to find out how much it is, whatever the case is. They said, do you have an advertisement budget of $10,000? I'm like, nope. So I decided to, really focus on those Instagram promotion and ads, everything that pops up on there. You pay $20, you pay $30, it promotes it for 6 days, and you interact with X amount of people. You pick exactly where do you want that exposure, whether it be what city, what state, whatever it is, international, and you get those likes and you get those follows and stuff like that. You build your people up. So Instagram is so great for interacting, for promotion, and it's inexpensive to advertise. I think a lot of people don't know how inexpensive it is versus in the real world.
Hashtags are helpful as well.
They are. Hashtags. Yeah. You got to take advantage of every single aspect of it in order to promote. All right. So you have the real estate thing. So what are the folks that actually come in, contact you, reach out to you, and actually, follow the process through? Not necessarily the people that say, hey, testing the waters a little bit, but the people that actually goes through it all the way.
So you want to know how I found that out? How? I started getting listings. So I started listing property, and that's how I got clients too.
Wow. So I'm sorry to cut you off, but you listing like a 1-bedroom, 3 bedrooms?
All depends. Everything? I've had everything from $1 million listings to commercial properties.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Yeah. So I just was connected at the right time to the right people. And those transfer into like whether they're referral clients. Like sometimes I'll refer out business. If I'm too busy, I'll refer it out. I'll get a referral cut, a small check from that. And
that
then
works.
like right now, and I have 3 clients from a listing that I have up now. It's a small listing. It's not that big. It's like a room actually.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been able to convert 3 clients that are now going to get 2 bedrooms from me.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's just utilizing however I can do it. Open houses. Sometimes when I have open houses, people will connect with me. That's how I got a listing.
Yeah.
I was listing a property for one of my open houses. And one of the ladies who came in, she was like, you know, I really like how you carry yourself. I like how you present yourself. Can you sell my home?
Wow.
This is no bullcrap.
You could curse. That's fine.
Well, no bullshit.
Yeah.
I have to make sure. It's no bullshit, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, being African American, we're not taught how to maneuver in business.
Nope.
Like, we're not taught business acumen. But I was like, listen, if I could make it in Nordstrom and have a successful career, then I'm going to take those same principles. So you know how it is, nurture that relationship.
Yeah.
Sometimes they come in, they look at stuff. I'm like, okay, are you going to buy it, yes or no? Like, bro, come on.
Yeah.
But then I learned that with the converting the client, to answer your question, sometimes you got to babysit that client. So sometimes I have clients that are in credit repair right now that in 2 months they'll be ready to purchase. I have 3 clients that are coming from different places. I have 2 coming from Nashville, 1 coming from Georgia for the summer. So
that Nashville is gonna be tough because you gotta mentally prepare them for the downsize.
So you want to know something crazy? They came up and looked at apartments already. And they've already mentally got themselves prepared.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good.
So, like, with the clients, like, I meet you on your level. So if you are, like, coming from Atlanta, you're coming from somewhere big, and then you come to me and, like, I want this luxury apartment for $1,000. I'm like, where the hell you getting $1,000?
Yeah.
That's not even a room.
Yeah.
Nope. That's not even something this size.
Nope.
Come on, you need to get that out your brain.
Yeah.
So
be real with them.
Yeah,
be open. Be honest.
I'm totally open, and then sometimes if I'm not the agent for you, I'll say this agent is better at that than I am.
Right.
And I'll be like,
give me my cut. That's how you make those partners in the industry.
Yeah.
So not to check your pockets or anything like that, but what is the largest? You know, I would say, would it be commission?
It's commission. Yeah.
So what? Because I know, of course, the company that you work for actually takes their cut and you get yours. So, what is the largest that you ever gotten, and what is your goal someday to actually get?
Okay, that's a good question. Because I know how this goes, and somebody sees, they can be like, yo, hook me up with some money, because my family will be like, I need some bread.
But if it's moms, you let moms, you send moms a little something.
Yeah, but that's mom. Her 50th birthday is coming up, so so like, I can say my little things. Yeah. So, with it, I'll break this down. So $1 million listing, when it goes into contract, will, once it breaks down, if it's 4%, it's like, let's say $75,000 or something like that. You take that divided by 2, because there's normally 2 agents on the job. That's $35,000. You take $35,000, then you take that down by 40%. Because 40% goes to them, and then 60% comes to you, and then you can figure out the math. But that's normally
nice check.
That's 6 to 7 or 8 months of not having a check.
Right.
So a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people, and that was one thing I was telling people, like, a lot of you guys don't know that when I worked in luxury sales, I saved my money. Like, I was like, hell no. And I got to look a certain way. There's an image. So, like, I made sure I kept image clothes. Like, I would buy stuff and keep things. What I do is I rotate out my closet. So at the beginning of every season, I go sell stuff, get new stuff, and then
like Beacon's Closet or something.
Or I'll go online, find a reseller. It just depends on where it is. Yeah. That way, like, when I have to go like galas and things like that, I always have something fresh. But really, it's because I sold something out of my closet. Yeah, right. It's just staying current, because I'm like, that's why I don't buy trendy clothes because of that. Because I'm like, I might get this check. But then that's gotta last me. Because sometimes you might only make $35,000 that year.
Yeah. Right.
You know, my first year of real estate, I did a few deals. I was lucky, and then going into now my second year, switching into sales, has been the hardest thing for me. The hardest thing, because on a sales project, it start 1 month. It takes about a month to get it ready.
Right.
Sure. Then it sits, and then you go through like Christmas and holidays and all that, and it's kind of like, golly, when am I gonna get paid?
Right. All this work and I'm not getting paid.
But my goal for this year, I want to at least each month I want to do 4 deals a month. So the first quarter I kind of striked it out. I was figuring out what I wanted to do. Like if I wanted to be on the client side, if I wanted to be on the seller side, I was trying to figure that part out. Now that I figured that part out, 4 deals a month. I don't care if they're $1,000 checks. I don't care if they're $700 checks after my cut. 4 deals a month. The reason why is because when I go to like make a case to my directors, like I need more marketing money, I need more this, I have a full case. I'm closing 4 deals a month.
Right.
I don't care what the price bracket is, but I'm closing 4 deals a month. Or if I need help or to hire an assistant and I'm pitching myself to someone, because if you are still selling a service and you need someone to help you, you still got to pitch yourself.
Yeah.
So if I'm going out to pitch myself to someone, I'm like, I really want you to work for me like for $20 an hour. And I'm closing 4 deals a month. And eventually you can join my team. Then you know what I mean? Like it's that entrepreneurial mindset, because I always have to think it's all a business. So I gotta make sure that I have enough deals underneath my belt to be able to do that.
So eventually, do you ever see yourself going like solo?
No. I just don't want to deal with that overhead.
Okay.
I just don't. I will probably always work for a firm, but I will be able to maneuver myself to where my commission split with them will be very low, and then it'll be very high. So it would be just like me working for myself, because at that point, at least to run a business, 20 to 30% of the revenue has to go to running the operation.
Right.
If you get your commission cut to yourself, like at your firm, maybe like an 80-20 or a 90-10, then basically you're running a business underneath an organization.
Right.
Yeah.
And they embrace that? They will be cool with that?
Heck yeah. You do deals for them, you can always bargain, negotiate. Yeah.
But you got to bring something to the table.
You got to bring something. And they will tell you, especially working for a large firm here in New York, they will say, listen, what are you going to do for me?
What firm are you with now?
I'm with Halstead.
Gotcha. Yes, I heard about that.
I feel like I have too.
Yes, that's kind of encouraging though, right? You have most businesses that probably don't want you to gain as much money, but still rely on them as a support, like an umbilical cord a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So that's great that they want you to make as much money as you can, but also just hit us off every now and again.
Yeah. They make sure that they get their cut.
Yeah.
But each year they analyze your business. And even if you had not like done as many deals, but you brought in more revenue, they're like, okay, maybe you're shifting your business.
Okay.
And then there's having that case when you have those touch bases with your managers, because we still have directors, but they're just there to advise you. Like you're running your own business. You're running on a 1099, so that's your business, honestly. But they're just there to be like, this is not a good business strategy. This isn't a good business move. This isn't a great move here. This isn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Have they been helpful?
Yes, they've been very helpful. But that's also, too, I always go in there with a case. I used to be a manager. So I know, like, how to get the best results out of them is to just stay what I need and not go behind, like, beat around the bush. Yeah.
See, Nordstrom gave us some
does.
real life
really
fucking value.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
That's one thing. I don't care what anyone says. Like, I hate working for them. Fuck them, man. It's the people. I always say it's about the people who you encounter throughout your time. Because I was there for 8 years and I counted one person and I was just like over it. But it was because of that one person. But it was never the company. And then all of the lessons that I learned there have helped me shape me to who I am today. And I always think the people that led me, who hired me, and then all the leaders I had throughout, and then just how the company is. It was just like this is what works.
Yeah,
like,
from something as little as constructing a proper email, the way you speak.
Yep.
Like that's where I learned everything that I know that I apply to. So
none of that was learned in school.
No, none of that. So
mind blowing.
If someone wanted to get into real estate, wanted to be a broker, what would be one advice? What would be one thing you say to them? Like one, you only got one, and it better be good.
One thing I would do is make sure that you're passionate about people.
Okay.
Because that's your business.
That's the business. That's what motivates. That's what drives it.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right, so let's jump into fitness now.
Let's go.
Is it next week or tomorrow. Is it that you wanted to do like a fitness class in Prospect Park?
So it's in 2 weeks. It's in 2 weeks. So it's going to be April 20th. So 4/20.
Okay.
So before you go blaze, no.
We don't smoke.
Hold up. Hold up.
Well, I don't smoke.
How are you gonna have that on 4/20, expecting people to come work out when all they're gonna do is smoke up and light up and blaze up?
Well, people are already registering, so obviously those people who are committed to their body.
Boom. This is true. This is true.
I did it early enough, so I was like, because I almost scheduled it on Easter Sunday, and I was like,
nah.
Are you?
That's not gonna work.
Granny's coming up. Yeah.
Like, are you really stupid?
Yeah.
But so I scheduled it on 4/20. The one at Prospect Park is at 8:00 in the morning.
Okay.
And then the one at Central Park is at 10:30.
Yeah.
Why do I have 2 locations?
Talk to me.
Because, Harlem act like they can't come to Brooklyn, and
Yeah,
Brooklyn can't go to Harlem.
Yeah.
So I was like, listen, I'm going to split myself. And I was like, I want 2 different, like, Brooklyn is one energy, Uptown, and then Manhattan is another type of energy.
Sure.
And Manhattan people, they need a little bit more, like, and then Brooklyn is just kind of like, it's Brooklyn, you know? So I just made sure that I know Brooklyn will wake up earlier, and you got the hipsters that will come, and they need to wake up a little early so they can be high. Like I'm sure, like they'll probably be sparked up right after the class is over.
Right? No, as soon as it's over. Well, that was fun.
Hey, Raul, you coming? You coming to this workout?
Yeah.
4/20. Yeah. I'm free. All right, so you work out, man. You are dedicated. This isn't about going to the gym, lifting weights. It's about focusing on certain areas where you want to work on this today, where you want to work on that, and form your muscles or whatever the case is. When did it start, right? And how do you keep it up with everything that you have going on with your new project, with your with your real estate? Like, how do you keep up being in great shape?
So the honest thing is, I had to change my diet. I'm a country boy.
It starts in the kitchen. It starts in the kitchen, baby.
So I like
Riz,
seasoned salt. I like all that.
cheese.
So I had to literally cut it.
Jesus.
Like during the week, I don't drink. I'm a drinker.
Okay.
So, but the discipline that I have in the gym translates to the discipline in my business.
Boom,
like it literally is just like that. And I start like that. What motivated me to work out was because I was getting to a point like when I hit 30, my body wasn't changing like it was. Like I could work out less, and I was like, when I was in 20-something, but when I hit 30, I'm like, damn, like the only thing that's big is my chest. The legs is kind of messed up. I was like, nah, we got to change this. Yeah. So then I started getting more specific, and then for Christmas, I got this thing for a Spartan race.
Okay.
And so the Spartan race, I got it in December. I have been going so damn hard.
Yeah.
Like I've been flying in the air.
What's
and all
the Spartan race?
So it's this competition where like, I guess you would call it an obstacle course. Like that's the best way to put it. And they have different levels. So we decided to do 3 of them. So they have a beginners, which I really don't think is a beginners, honestly. They got a medium, and then they got a fucking extreme. That's what you can call it.
A fucking extreme.
But that motivated me, and once I started seeing the changes in my body, I was like, oh, hell yeah. Like, I just started shifting.
You liked it.
And I was able to, also, too, economically, like I had to cut costs. Like being a real estate professional, you know, I don't get paid every Friday like most people. Yeah. So I had to cut costs there. So with me cooking at home Monday through Friday, I was saving $100.
Meal prep,
so
baby.
I wasn't buying, like
Chipotle,
smoothie, all that stuff.
They sound good right now.
And then because of that, I was like, damn, I've been able to shave off all this weight. Yeah. And so that is my number one thing.
So what are you cooking?
So it depends on when I get bored. So I'll normally do like a lot of chicken breasts.
Hold on. Do you use Pinterest for ideas to cook?
Sometimes.
Just want to put that out there. Okay. Go ahead.
Gotcha. So I'll
chicken breast.
I'll do chicken breast, salmon. I'll do fish like tilapia. Yeah. I'll do like corn some weeks, or some weeks I'll do broccoli. I do these smoothies, like these power smoothies with like hemp protein inside of it. And that like has your fiber, your amino acids. I try to just make sure that I'm not using a lot of supplements. The only supplement I honestly use is a vitamin and that hemp protein.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you do when you go home for Thanksgiving? First of all, where you from? Where you rapping?
Indianapolis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I never met anybody from Indy.
I'm from
Indiana.
the country.
Okay.
So for Thanksgiving, I cheat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I eat
you
them.
have to
I have
indulge,
to.
huh?
Yeah.
So is it So what are the cheat days? The Thanksgiving, Christmas,
and then
your birthday.
My birthday and Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, okay.
So that's when I let go. I'm like, I worked hard all week.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna let go. And so I'm a stress eater. So imagine being a stress eater, not having alcohol during the week. You about to snap on someone. But it's the discipline there. Like I wake up and I'm like, no, I gotta go straight to the gym. I don't care if I gotta wake up at 5 a.m. If my day starts at 8 and my first client's at 8 and I gotta be in the office or whatever I gotta do. Gym is first. I say my affirmations, then I go to the gym.
Right.
Literally just like that.
What's your affirmation that you say for the day?
So it depends on how I feel that day.
Gotcha.
Like if I had a lot of stress the day before, I'm like, no stress today. All positivity.
Right.
It was something
I
I learned from Oprah. They said, Oprah, how do you start your day? She said, I don't pick up my phone first. I talk to myself first.
There you go.
And I was like, because you know how we are. First
Newspaper.
thing I do,
This is a newspaper.
I'll be like this.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot the gram. Oh my God, I got to respond.
Yeah.
Nope. No more.
See, I don't be getting notifications on Instagram. I cut them off. All social media. Well, besides Twitter. Because
and your ESPN Sports and Bleacher Report.
Well, sports and Twitter. But I'm talking about like Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't get notifications from any of them. I cut it off probably back in 2014 because I caught myself. I was working at Nordstrom's and I was like trying to do my work. Why the fuck does it take me 2 hours to do a schedule? And then I realized I'm on Instagram. Every time I say notification, I look over. And the only reason why I have notifications on for Twitter is because I follow these flight websites and I don't be wanting to miss out on good flight deals because I like to travel.
Okay.
So I'll be like, damn. But right now I can't travel, so I feel like I'm good enough to cut it off. And then it would just be sports.
Yeah, because a couple of years ago, I think I deleted my Facebook app because I kind of wanted the power of going on Facebook when I wanted to, not when they tell me, hey, something's going on, something's popping, right?
Yeah.
I wanted that power in my hands, but it's hard, man. Like,
it is.
especially you know, I have kids. I got two kids. I can't believe it, but you know, kind of starting them young with the phone, you kind of want to second to yourself because my wife and I were working parents. You kind of want to second to yourself, just kind of relaxing. They bouncing off the wall doing XYZ. So I'm like, here, relax, watch something. But it's not a great habit, but it's just difficult in this time and age, especially if you have a business, because you know you're heavily dependent on social media to connect people, to reach out in contacts and stuff like that. So that's 100% definitely. So you want to say something?
No.
Working out, real estate. What's the next big project you're working on?
So the next big project is this brand influencing thing.
Okay.
And I stumbled into that off of Instagram.
There you go.
That's Go ahead.
I'm telling you, man, like, people don't understand. This little app has kept me in business.
Yeah, there you go.
And I never shared this with anyone because most people just see on
Exclusive.
Instagram. I just drop stuff. And they're like, how'd this happen? And I'm like, there's a lot of behind the scenes work. So what happened was a lot of brands will reach out to me now just based on my content that I post that comes to real estate and like fitness. Like the other day, someone reached out to me about a referral system for real estate. They have a service that they provide for their clients. And then they're like, we'll give you a commission for it. I'm like, cool.
Oh, shit.
They hit me up just based on like content. And it had nothing to do with real estate because for a minute I was going to have two separate pages. I'm like, wow, I'm a person.
Right.
I sell real estate for a living. That is not my life. I'm a person. So people started seeing my personality. They started seeing that I was like wacko, crazy sometimes, turn up, party boy, all that stuff.
Only on the weekends.
And and so that landed me into brand influencing. But I am specific on the brands that I work with.
Shout out to Dollar Shave Club, right?
Yes, Dollar Shave Club. Right? Shout out to Scotch Porter.
Yeah.
I don't know that one.
They're black. And 420, they're actually having a party. It's in my link. I posted it today.
Link in bio.
Yeah, link in bio.
Drop your social.
My social. So the the handle for Instagram is at JA Goodloe, GOODLOE. I had to spell out my own name.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. And I'm just working on getting that reach out there because those people, even if they don't translate into clients for real estate, they're a client profile for me. And that goes on my resume. And I can use that for something else. Like, I have aspirations to get Nike as an account.
Sure.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
That's where I'm at now.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get Nike, to get Adidas, or to get Under Armour. Yeah. Like, I have a fitness brand that I work with now. They send me stuff. I promote their stuff. But I really want, like, either Under Armour. I said Lululemon because I have an opportunity with them, but I'm not really.
So our last episode, one of our guys talking about networking across. So what's this brand that you work with now?
Which one?
The workout brand.
So the workout brand is called Hustle Company.
Hustle Company. So you want to explain that working across real quick?
Well, yeah. Basically, is what you're doing now, right? So instead of people wanting to get working with big time photographers, instead of people wanting to get on radio shows,
Breakfast Club,
whatever the case is, you have a ton of friends who have DSLR cameras that could photograph you. So that way, when it blows up, both of you get recognized. Versus if, I watch a ton of Breakfast Club interviews. So every time somebody goes on the Breakfast Club, promote their stuff, whatever the case is, very rarely do I check for the same guests, right? I always go watch more Breakfast Club. So Breakfast Club gets all the credit for kind of your hard work. So versus if Rihanna and Spike Lee does a video together, you're going to say, yo, you seen that new Rihanna and Spike Lee collab? Versus if I shot a video for Rihanna, you're going to say, oh shit, you saw that new Rihanna video. So exactly what you're doing right now, networking across. Your friends have podcasts, your friends have photo studios, cameras, whatever it is. Work with them. Hustle with them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's basically what it is, and I think that's absolutely great.
There's nothing wrong with going after Nike. Don't get it twisted.
And so I've learned that. That was one thing one of my Jewish friends taught me. He was like, you know how we work together?
Hell yeah.
Your community need to learn how to work together. Yeah. So what I do is I find people with like in the same lane as me. Sure. Like, and I got people that are aspirational, but I got people on my lane. So when it comes to photographer, like I got to get new lifestyle shots. I got to get like all these different things. And I was like, I just need to like network across and use the people in my like circle of influence, in my direct spirit influence that are doing big things, because we can ride the wave together and help each other and grow and make things happen
together.
Yeah, that's what we, because it's just, we all at one point, struggle. We all see each other all the time. So you might as well, why not make the moves and everything, do that shit together, man.
Hell yeah.
Put all that ego shit aside. Put all that,
no egos on MEP podcast.
Right, exactly. So, there's people that's worried about, I'm not going to post anything on my social because, I don't get enough likes or whatever the case is. Nah, bump that shit. Put it on. Who else is going to promote your stuff if you're not passionate about it?
So let me tell you what happened with this.
Talk to me,
So
man.
A lot of people always think that you got to have 10,000 followers to get this, or you got to have 50,000 likes, all that. Some pictures that have only gotten 50 likes have gotten me all these jobs.
Yep, there you go.
Because the right person looked at it, the right person hit me up in the DM, the right person did this. And a lot of times I'll post people on there. I put people all the time on my Instagram, all the time on my Facebook. Yeah. It's more about a lifestyle. Sure. People that it's like, I got to have, if it's that got to be that damn curated, I got to get off of it or hire an intern because I don't got time to think that hard.
Because again, people want instant gratification, right? They don't want to put in the work. Like, I think I posted something on the Most Everything podcast one, and it came from the TV One IG. I think it says, you can pull it up, Corey. Hella inspirational and hella inspirational, and it really speaks to, again, people want the instant gratification, people want the retweets, people want the like, but you have to kind of put in the work to get to there. So the thing I posted said, you cannot eat the fruit the same day you planted the seed, right?
Hell yeah.
Right? So you got to put in that time. You got to water that plant. You got to give it some love, talk to it, and it's going to grow over time. So again, you can't get the instant gratification though. So last thing before you go to, so this visual blog that you're doing, right? So talk a little bit about that.
So the visual blog, the good thing about that is it's a slow process. So all of this will be built content, and it'll all come on a website where you'll have fitness here, you'll have culture and lifestyle here, you'll have guest appearances, things. So there'll be things to where men of color, and specifically men of color, I have to say that, can now have a connection board. So they'll be like, I'll have like host seminars where it might teach you about credit. It'll teach you about all these things. It won't be me teaching them. It's just me hosting them. So I have people who are mortgage brokers and, you know, bankers who are African American, who are Hispanic, that are going to come out and teach. I got my Jewish, and I'm not discriminating. Now listen, I let my Jewish come out there and teach us about the money, because they have hit it.
Please do.
What it is. It's going to be like maybe coffee times once a month where you're able to sit down and learn about the things that you might not know about. And then have a connection. Like each month, I'm also too going to have a connection time where you're able to connect with other brothers in your same field, on your same level. And there'll be celebrities there. There'll be all kind of people there, but able to connect men of color. And it's not limited to black guys. And people ask me, was I going to open it up to, you know, white guys? It's not that I'm trying to single them out, but I feel like they already have a network. And, you know, as being a man of color, I wish that at Nordstrom, it wasn't Ayana that, like, had to help mold me. I wish it was like,
shout out to Ayana.
Hey, shout out to her, but I wish it was another brother. You know what I mean? Like, I wish that was there. I had male mentors my whole life, but sometimes in the professional setting, you don't always have that. You know what I mean? And that's something that really, like, bothers me. And so when I saw that need out there, I was like, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want to happen. And it's an overtime process. Like that, I actually pushed that launch date back a little bit. Because there's content. I had to hire a videographer. I had to hire somebody to follow me around all the time. Like, so I got to have a real estate person here and then an intern for this and all that kind of stuff. So it's an overtime project, but our first project will be in mid-May. It's going to be a launch party. It's going to be cool. It's going to be called The Connection.
Are we invited?
Yeah, of course you're invited.
I'm really thinking about this Prospect Park thing.
You need to be there for 420.
You're not too far.
I know.
You don't live too far away.
You ain't too far
away. You ain't either, because I saw last Sunday you was at the gym.
I was at the gym.
Yeah.
Well, you go to the gym on the one right by Wendy's.
Yeah.
And I live on Troy Avenue, not too far. We live like maybe 15 minutes apart, so I could get to Prospect Park.
Yeah, 8 o'clock. Yeah, and I mean your kids. And since you got a little one, I know he wakes up early enough.
Yeah, 5 o'clock on the dot. 5 o'clock on the dot. Wakes up all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
So, real estate, fitness, visual blog, brand influencer. What's next for Jared Goodloe? Like putting everything together.
That's it.
Yeah.
For now, that's it. Once I get all those dots connected and I have like a landing page, that's it. It's just working on branding myself and like having an exact brand, like utilize myself as a brand now. Like I'm branding myself.
That's your brand. Your name is your brand.
I am like, now when you look at me, I want you to see me for more than just real estate, more for just fitness. I want you to see a whole thing that encompasses me, my name, you know. That's all we get. When you look at Beyonce, Jay-Z, June Ambrose, what do they call June? June Ambrose. She's crazy now. She does all these great things, but all those things she's connected and she knows those are her passions. So look at Spike Lee. Look at all those things. Only thing a celebrity does that's different from us is connects all their passions and puts 100% into every single thing. So that's what's next for me. Making sure all these dots lined up.
So you got them now. You got it figured out. Man, that's the hardest part right there.
Yeah.
Stay consistent at it. That's another hard part. Being consistent at them.
You really have a fan in us. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We'll be 100% be there to support, you know, every single endeavor that you have. Thank you for coming on the podcast, man. Really appreciate it. Let people know your socials. Once again.
Okay, Facebook is my name. But it's spelled like Jared. So Jared. Goodloe, Goodloe. Instagram, Goodloe, Goodloe. I don't have Twitter because I can't stand
that's another beast. Yeah, that's another monster you're gonna have to take.
I only got 2 of them right now.
Instagram is the right one to have right now. That's the popular one.
Yeah, that's the 2 I have.
Yeah. All right, guys. Again, thank you for listening to us at episode 51. Follow me on IG @R_G.
And follow me on IG at Corey Hilton 1.
Yep. If you need to send us your top 5, your general feedback of the show, email us at MostlyEverythingPodcast@gmail.com or slide in our DMs for business purposes only. See you next week for episode 52. Peace.